Who's the dumbest officer of the law you've come across? I run a farm where we keep all kinds of animals ranging from chickens to cows and pigs, but one of our neighboring farms is very jealous of our big fields and has made numerous efforts to ruin our farm. His latest attempt was to call one of his uncles, who works for the DEA. So this DEA agent showed up at my doorstep and said to me, "I need to inspect your farm for illegally growing substances outside of regulations." I said no problem to the officer, but told him to be careful and to not run in the southern field. He snapped at me and shoved his badge into my face before shouting, "I have the authority of the federal government with me. See this freaking badge? That allows me to wherever I want on any land with no questions asked." I was startled and decided to just nod politely. I've met people like him, and I know that arguing will lead to nowhere. It's better to just let him do what he wants. I went back to doing my chores, but a short while later, I heard loud screaming and the sound of someone running through the farm. I looked out the window and saw the DEA agent running for his life while being chased by my mean old bull called Derek. Now Derek is a sweet soul, but if you piss him off, then he'd make sure you won't see tomorrow in one piece. With every step, Derek was gaining ground on the officer, and it seemed likely that he'd get gored before he reached safety. The officer was terrified out of his mind and kept yelling for help. I thought of a great opportunity to teach him some humility, so I threw down my tools, ran to the fence, and yelled at the top of my lungs, "Your badge! Show him your badge!" Alcoholics, what made you stop drinking? Ever since I was a kid, my dad would force me to drink with him. Every day at dinner, he'd booze up and tell me I would never be successful in life. He would then pour me one shot, then a second, and a couple more, forcing me to drink it and laughing at my tears. I begged him to stop doing that to me, but he loved watching me suffer. Before I knew it, I was throwing up all over my homework and feeling like garbage the next day at middle school. By the time I was 16, I was doing it willingly, yet my dad was still forcing me to drink myself to my farthest limits. The teachers even called CPS to my home, but the social worker apparently found no problems. It wasn't until I had to miss my high school graduation, because I was hospitalized for pancreatitis, that I broke down in tears because of where my dad's evil actions led me to. Before this all started, I was the smartest kid in class, and all that was out the window. So once I got out of the hospital, I decided to detox myself. I locked myself up in my room and started the fast. One night, I had extreme shakes and fell asleep in a cold sweat, and I woke up to my dad pouring liquor straight into my mouth. I spat it out all over him and cried the entire night. There was no escape from this, but the following day, I fully crashed out on him. So you see, the following afternoon, I immediately got in my car when I saw him leave the house. I then followed him to the liquor store. As I drove by him, I yelled at him to go home and buy me food instead of liquor. But all he did was throw the Don Julio bottle he had just finished at my car, cracking the windshield of the one valuable thing I bought with my own money. I felt hate soar through me, and my hands shook as I thought about what I was going to do, and I pulled up to the curb and waited for him to walk out. As soon as he appeared holding 2 bags filled with bottles, I floored the gas and ran the man over. I've been sober ever since.